Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Forrest Munden. I can officially say, as of I think like 20 days ago, I can't even remember what my check ride was. I'm now a CFI. I have 42 hours given. I have 3 students, 3 of which are, all 3 of them are going to be going for a check ride next month. 2 PPL, 1 commercial, and then I'm picking up another commercial student and another PPL student who comes from the Rotary side. So things are starting to pick up now. Having a blast. I'll go into more videos about the CFI experience, but for right now, I want to talk about how I passed my CFI check ride. And really, I had all these ideas of how to pass your CFI check ride, do this and do that, and this is what I did. And really, like most things in aviation, I think we overcomplicate things. And at least for me, I'll try to keep this as subjective as possible because everyone is different. But I had to go back to the beginning. Okay, so I went back through the PHAC and I reread the PHAC, dove deeper into things that I didn't know, and really I just was as humble as possible, and I started doing weight and balances again, and flight planning, and scenarios, and radio calls, and I chair flew so much. I probably had like 10 hours of chair flying, just sitting behind my Cessna 172 poster from Sporties and just running through my flows of all my maneuvers and really getting those down, on top of like going back to the beginning and going back through the PHAC and referencing the ACS, because this right here is basically what you're going to be using to teach, and this is what you're going to be referencing. This is our CFI ACS, and then you can even go back and like go through the PPL ACS. But really, I mean, all the answers are here. Okay, so if you go to area of operation subject areas, you can go to human factors, visual scanning, principles of flight, right? Like these are giant PowerPoint slides that I'll show you in a second. National Airspace System. But really, if, when I say go back to the basics, right, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, I mean, FOI, yeah, that's okay. You're going to learn that, all right? But really, go to human factors, go to your PHAC and start rereading human factors. Runway incursion avoidance, that's a really big one. Principles of flight, right? The 4 forces of flight, going into lift, drag, thrust, weight, all that stuff. Roll, yaw, the axes of like, seriously, go back to it and humble yourself and really see if you know how to do this stuff, if you still remember how to do this stuff. Airspace, huge for CFI, okay? So, all right, great. You know where to start. You start back at the beginning. But what does that actually look like? Like, how do you move forward with that information? For me, you have to teach. You have to teach, because I don't know, at least for me, just sitting here and like rereading about human factors, that wasn't going to cut it. I had to teach. And then, I was like, I told my wife, I was like, well, I could like teach you in PowerPoints. And I mean, we have a kid. So after like 3 minutes, we were just interrupted, couldn't do it, no flow. Plus it's like, your partner wants to help you, but really, are they going to sit down for like 20 hours while you teach them everything? No, they're not. So you either find a friend who's also going through CFI like you are, or maybe, a PPL student, and you can give them grounds for free. I think that's a really good place to start, though I don't know if that's really, I mean, you could teach them wrong. So I'd be hesitant about that, unless they're okay with it. What else? So videos, creating videos. And this is what I highly suggest everyone does. And I know that you're probably either uncomfortable recording videos or you just never done it before or whatever. But I'm telling you right now, guys, go look at my videos. I have 46 videos that I recorded for my CFI Checkride, teaching you how to do everything. Stalls, aerodynamics, uncontrolled airspace radio calls, weight and balance, the effects of forward and aft CG, maneuvers. I created a video on every single maneuver. And had I not created those videos, I do not know if my CFI check ride would have gone as well as it did, because I was just sharp as a tack, because everything that my DPE asked me, I had already taught. And the thing with the videos that really helped is that you have to go back and rewatch your videos and make sure you said everything correctly. And that double checking, triple checking even, is really what solidifies that learning. So think about recording videos. You don't have to publish them, okay? But create an online database. You create, if you really don't want to post them for whatever reason, just post them to YouTube and just don't let them be published, okay? You can have them like hidden. That way you have an archive of like what you've done, and then it's like by the time you finish, you have like I had like 20, no, like 15 hours of videos that I created. And that was like, I mean, oxygen requirements, pressurization. I did nighttime navigation, like everything, okay? So think about making videos because you're probably not going to have your partner to teach to, and you're probably not going to have a friend, all right? But you do have that. If you really want to raw dog this and just sit there and read it and like, I don't know, maybe look in the mirror and teach someone in the teach yourself in the mirror, or just stare at a wall, or just imagine a student. But my point is that you need to be teaching someone, okay? Because you're a CFI now, and that's what you're going to be doing. There's a huge difference between just reciting information and then telling a story for a student so that he or she can understand it. You know what I mean? So yeah, and then I had these. Where is it? Let's see. I had these things right here. Okay, so. I'm really tired, guys. I've been up for hours, so I bought Wi-Fi CFI's PowerPoint slides. So if you look at this, task A, B, C, D, right? This is completely off of the ACS, and I purchased these for like $30, and it has your lesson plans. Okay, so this is kind of what I taught off of. I use these as reference with students, but I really, at the end of the day, it's like I don't even use these anymore because I have so much of this memorized. But think about going to a website where they create your PowerPoints for you. That way for your Checkride, you have something to reference and teach off of. But I'll tell you right now, like for my CFI Checkride, I was so sharp and I was so knowledgeable that I didn't even touch my slides. Like I don't think I even touched it. I think I opened it, but then there was like no point because I knew exactly what I had to teach and how I needed to teach it. But you can use this as a reference, but don't use it as a crutch, okay? But really, guys, I know you came in here for like secrets and tips and tricks and the way forward, but this is just one of those ratings where you really have to put in the time and the effort. One, you want to give your DPE a good check ride, and two, you want to be a good CFI, right? Like the whole point of being a CFI is so that you can teach students how to be pilots. And don't take shortcuts through CFI. I know it's really easy to like, yeah, you're going to say this a lot. Yeah, I already know that. Yeah, I already know that. Yeah, I already know that. And then you'll go to like a mock check ride with your instructor, and then he or she will be like, all right, go ahead and teach me about aerodynamics. And you're like, oh, that's easy. And then all of a sudden you realize you don't know how to explain a stall properly, and you don't know how to break down like the principles like Bernoulli's or Newton's third law properly. You don't remember the higher low pressures. Like seriously, it just goes deeper and deeper. So humble yourself. Start from the beginning. Diversify your knowledge, and don't be afraid to create videos. But you have to practice teaching, okay? And don't take shortcuts through CFI. But you can do it. Take your time. For me, I needed about 3 months, but that was because a lot of our planes were getting canceled for maintenance and weather and stuff like that. But I probably could have done it in 1.5. A lot of people are going to say, "Oh, I finished my CFI in 5 flight hours." All I needed, because there's no minimum hourly requirement, right? So you can really just do like 3 with your instructor, because I think that's the minimum with your instructor. Or at least it was for me because I got a new one. But I took like 20 hours, okay? And I got good. I got real good at the maneuvers and teaching the maneuvers and memorizing my flows, my RPMs, right? My power settings, my altitudes, my EPs, my teaching strategies, my identifying of errors that students incur or create. Like, seriously, take your time, dive deep, and try to enjoy the process, because this is one of the most valuable ratings that you can have, in my opinion. All right, I hope that helps. Leave some comments below about how you guys helped or how you guys studied for your CFI Checkride, or how you are. All right, and then I want to hear it, okay? See you guys.